Hi there. In this video, we will go through the procedures on how to download IDEA software that we need to use it for the two assignments that I will give you in this class. So with this in mind, let's start. First of all, you will see a copy of this email that will give you the links on how to download IDEA. And as you can see here, in step 1, you need to click on this one, IDEA Academic Portal. And when you click on this one, it will take you here to a screen where you need to put your first name, last name, and for the email, please use the email for Sonny Plattsburgh, not your personal email. And then you create your own password and click on the terms and then submit. Once you do that, then you go to the second step here. And the second step, it will help you to enroll on my class, which I created on IDEA. And as you can see here, it says the course access code is embedded in this link. However, if you need it, here is the code that you might get a screen for when you open up the screen to enroll for my class. So once you click on this link, it should take you to the next screen where you enroll into my class, and then you will get access to this screen. As you can see here, it's the Forensic Accounting and Fraud Examination class, and you see 3 options. The first one is to download IDEA, and it downloads all the files of IDEA in a zip folder. So let it go to be downloaded as a zip folder. Then, as you can read it here, unzip or extract the file before you run the setup. So please watch out for this step, because if you try to run IDEA before unzipping the file, it will not work. So first you enroll in the class, then you get this screen, download the files in a zip folder, unzip the folder, and then you will see one file for the setup. You open it up, and then it will run automatically and download IDEA. The only caveat here is IDEA is working only on Microsoft Windows. It doesn't work on Mac or any other operating system. So I will show you at the end of the video how to get IDEA from our campus lab without it being on campus. So I will leave this point. I will come back to it later. The second here is, what are the documents that you might need to go through to give yourself like some kind of orientation or awareness about IDEA? Those are not mandatory, but in case you would like to know how to use IDEA. So these are PDF and zip folders that has different documents with examples that shows you how to use IDEA. If you don't have time, I encourage you at least download this zip folder, IDEA workbook, this one. This is version 10, and the version I am using in this class, it's 12.1, but there is no difference. It's the same functions, but the layout of the functions in the new version is different. But if you would like to get a good idea about how to use IDEA software, this will be a good document that you might need to look at, along with some examples. So this is the reason they put all of them in a zip folder, because you will see dataset and workbook where you put the dataset on IDEA, and the workbook will guide you on how to use the different functions on IDEA on the dataset. And this will be the second one. If you don't have time, please download it and look at it later. That's totally fine. Also, again, here, it's the same thing I was telling you. So IDEA workbook, it was in the additional resources, but it's also here. And again, as you can see, once you click, it will download the zip folder, save it in your desktop. Whenever you get a chance, you can go through. So this is IDEA and how to download it only on Windows. It doesn't work on Mac. The next point is, once you download IDEA and you install it, How does it look like? Here you go. Idea from the first outlook, it looks like Microsoft Office, like Excel mainly, not Word. So here you can see the menu bar. I will go through the different functions quickly. And here we see the File Explorer menu and the library here. Okay, I'm not going to use the library, but this will tell you that whatever file you create in this IDEA application, it will be saved in the project library here. And then you can toggle between File Explorer and library. So I will give you some data set to use them in the assignment. Once you upload the file, it will show up here as the one I'm having here in December sales. December sales is not for the assignments, but I'm just showing as an example. Excuse me. The other side here, you see some properties. And once I open up the file here, it will show me the data set here. Yep. Yep, here you go. So this file, it looks like an Excel because it has columns and rows. And here in IDEA, they don't call it columns, they call it fields and rows. And if you look here in the bottom, you will see that this file has 4,999 rows. The academic version of IDEA, which we have campus license for, can take only 4,999. If you would like to buy IDEA as a software for your company, it can take millions of records. But the free version that IDEA provides for academic institutions can take only limited number of rows. And once you open up the file as this one, then you can see some information here. If I click, it will give me the original file history, as you can see here. When you hover over any of these functions, it will tell you what's inside. So this panel, it's the properties panel. And then here we start on IDEA. The first point that you need to be aware on IDEA is how to upload any Excel file or any Word file or PDF file or any other format. So first you go to Home and then you open New Project. The file itself doesn't exist without a project. So first, you need to open a new project here, and once you click New, it will tell you, it will ask you, what is the project name? So just you need to put the project name, whichever name you would like to put. And then inside the project, then it will ask you to import the file. So here, I will put the project sample. And then I say, okay. You see now, a new folder, a project called sample. I don't see anything here. It's empty because I didn't open any file. And then here, once you have it new, if you try to say open, it will tell you, do you want to close all the open tabs? It means this is in another project. Should I close this one or not? I need it, so I'm not going to close it. But if I close, then it will open up the new project for me. And then once you go here, once you open a new project, you shift to the second one, which is import. For the import, it will give you another screen. What is the file that you would like to import to IDEA? In this course, I'm not going to use many files. I'm going to use files that can open up on Excel here. And I will show you in the assignment instructions that you need to go to import and then go to Excel and then you download Excel. And here, if you want, you can go to the file path. Where is this file located? You can get it from your desktop. You put it here, you click open, and then it will open up the file. So This is the main two things that you need to know in the first menu. In home, you need to create a project, and then you need to import. Once you finish your work, you can export this file, and then it gives you the list of options, which file you would like to export it to. Usually we go for idea, which is IMD, and this is the file that you need to do. And by the way, whenever you close any file, it will be saved automatically as an idea file. So idea automatically is saving your work, and once you close off the folder, it will save everything you have done as idea file. If you would like to save it as any other format, then you go to export. But you don't have to go to export to save the file as idea file. In general, I ask you to submit idea files, not any format, to make sure that you already have done the work on idea software. You can publish it as a PDF, you can send the file by email, you can manage your files, and so on. Here is for the license, by the way. Excuse me. By the way, you might have used the idea with me because I used the idea in previous classes. Usually I use it in auditing, I use it in data analytics, I use it in forensic accounting here for the first time. And for every class, I give some assignments that are relevant to that class. Because idea, it's the most popular software that has been used by all the auditing firms, especially the big ones. So, if you have already the old version of idea on your desktop because you use it with me in previous class, that's totally fine, but the version I'm using now is here. If you click on this question mark, it will tell you that the version we are using in this class is 12.1. So if you have previous versions of idea, that's totally fine. You can uninstall them and install the new version through the link that I showed you at the beginning of this video, and this will update the new version. If you would like to use the same old version, that's totally fine as long as you do the work and you save it. Let me close off this screen. Yep. Now, excuse me. Then once we finish home, then we go to data. And in some of the work in the assignment, I might ask you to add a new field. Adding a new field, it means you add a new column here. So we can add field through here, or we can modify a new field, or we can remove a new field. For the fields that already exist in IDEA, which I will give it to you in the assignment, IDEA doesn't have the power to modify the original data. Why? Because IDEA, it's an auditing software that doesn't change the data of the client. If I go to do auditing or fraud examination for any company, I don't have the power to change the data or manipulate the data of that company. But I have the power to take the data, run some analysis, try to get red flags, and then try to come up with some kind of evidence from my analysis. So IDEA here doesn't change this one. If you click on anyone and you try to delete or add or do anything, IDEA will not work. But if you add a new column, you have the power to go back to the same column you created, modify it, remove it, do whatever with what you do, but not with the original data set. So this is for the fields. Here you can manipulate the fields, like the settings of each field. And if you go to view, it will show you here again. How can you hide any field or show all the fields? Let me see here. Yeah, you see, once I highlight the field, then this function will be activated. How can I hide this field, freeze this field, or I show all the fields? So remember, here IDEA, the first part in data is the fields, where you can add, modify, remove, and if you jump to view, then you can hide and freeze. So this is one point about the fields. The second point is if you would like to search about certain item in the whole file, you can go to find, you can go to search, you can go to find multiple items. So these are the functions that will help you to run a quick search in a long file. Okay. And by the way, here in IDEA, they call the rows records. So we have fields, which are columns, and records, which are the rows. So remember how to add and delete fields and columns from here. The second one is the analysis. And this is what we usually do with either in auditing or data analytics or forensic and fraud examination. We do analysis on the data. And as you can see here, the analysis are in groups. First, to extract a chunk or records from this data, either direct or indexed, or we have something that has key value. Each one of those items will be explained later when I ask you to do certain work on the assignments. Then I will tell you, this is the function I'm going to use it, and this is how it should be used. But I'm just giving you a quick overview in this video about the different functions of IDEA. The second group of functions is gap detection. For example, if I am looking at the journal entries, they go by numbers and they go by the days. So if I find a gap in the journal entry between 1st of March and 20th of March, I say, what is the reason for that? So IDEA will tell you where is the gap, and then you can take it to the accountant or the person in the accounting department and ask the reason behind this gap. So IDEA will help you to discover any gap in the entries, and it will help you to discover any duplicated numbers, and it will help you to discover any irregularities in the numbers using Benford's law, or to run some statistics. The statistics here like correlation, trend analysis, time series, but I'm not going to go into details of the statistical work here, but I'm just showing you that IDEA can do that. Also, if we would like to summarize some information, we can do summarization. If we would like to check the time, for example, the aging of the accounts receivable or the aging of the accounts payable, IDEA can run this age trial balance to tell you how old of the invoices that has not been paid, or the cash, the checks that have not been collected, or anything that might have the age time. IDEA also can do some stratification, like classification the data, can also do some graphical work like a chart. IDEA can join two files together. So here they join two files. They can append whether one file can go under the first one, so we can keep appending the files. We can also do some kind of interrelational database. We call it visual connector, or we can compare two files to see if there is any mismatch between the two files. Finally, the IDEA here can do sampling, and this is what I teach in auditing. When we collect data from the client trying to audit it, we cannot audit all the accounts receivable for the whole year, but we can pick a sample. IDEA can help you to do attribute sampling, random sampling, systematic sampling, stratified sampling, monitor unit sampling, and so on. So IDEA can do this because we use it in auditing. Most of the coursework that you will do it on IDEA, it will be through the data menu or the analysis menu. This is in brief what you need to know about IDEA. If you download IDEA workbook, then it will teach you how to use each one of those functions with real life exam. So this is the IDEA software. Now we come to the point, which is, what shall I do if I don't have IDEA software on my desktop? Can I still use the one on campus? Of course you can. First of all, you go to Google and you can write here 24/7 remote lab, SUNY Plattsburgh. It will give you the link to our campus lab remotely. If you click here, it will take you to this website here. It's the remote 24/7 virtual lab. This will give you the privilege to use our lab remotely. You don't have to come on campus. I'm not expecting anyone to come on campus because it's an online class. So how can I get access to IDEA? Through this website. If you scroll down here, you will see how to connect to the remote lab, and you click here. Once you click on this link, it will take you here to our labs, and you can see it here on this one. It's Osable Lab 110, QuickBook, and comma, Caseware IDEA. So this is the idea that you need to use. In this lab, if you click on this plus sign, you will see all the computers that we have it in this lab. Those are the free computer. If you pick one of them, please write down the number. You can go back and forth working on this number, saving your work on that number, and then download. I encourage you to do all of your work on one machine, and once you finish, you save your file on Google Drive, and then you take it to Brightspace to upload it for you. So if you click on any one of these, for example, see here, this is the machine I use it. It's number 52341. I'm still using this one. I went to this machine and I opened up IDEA. It's the same idea I'm talking about now. Now, how to do the work on the campus lab? What I need from you first is to put the Excel file that I will give you in the assignment, put it on Google Drive, and then save it on Google Drive. And when you open the station number here, you will see the icon of Google Drive. Yep, I'm trying to down. You see here, this is the station, the virtual station that you will work on. Once you save your file on Google Drive, you can come here into Google Drive, and then you open up Google Drive, take the file that I already gave it to you in the assignment, drag it and put it on the desktop here. And once you drag it and you put it on the desktop, you go and open up IDEA. Yep, here. So you put it on the desktop, then you open up IDEA, and then you go to import. So I'm working here on IDEA software on the campus lab. The good thing that in the summer, nobody is using this lab except students online. So whenever you log on to this lab, you should be able to finish your work. And here you go, for example, you go for Excel, and then you take the file here from the desktop, this desktop of the virtual machine on the remote lab. And then you take it, you open it here, you do the functions, and once you save, it will go here to the desktop of the virtual machine, then take it from the desktop, put it back on Google Drive here. So once you finish your work, you save your file here on the desktop, then you drag it to your Google Drive, and then save it on your machine, and then you upload it on Brightspace. Okay. Now let me just show you here. Or maybe I can make it in another video. Because in Brightspace course, you will see that I put first one section start here. Then the next section is my bio. Then the next section, I put IDEA assignments. This video will be there in IDEA assignments. Under IDEA assignments, you will see the data set that I need you to work on, then the assignment and the link where you submit your file of the assignment on that link. Again, please don't get overwhelmed by the amount of information I put it here. If this is your first time to work on IDEA, the assignments are straightforward. I give you the assignment, I give you clear instructions to go and do it. I just need you to practice and enjoy IDEA. IDEA is not very complicated software. It's very nice. And if you plan to work in auditing or data analytics or forensic accounting, IDEA can be a very good tool in your hand to do some digital analysis. And this is the reason I use 2 assignments. One assignment will be due after the 2nd week, and the second one in the 4th week, to give you enough time to do the work. And again, if you need any help, feel free to reach out. And I hope you enjoy working on IDEA. Thank you. Bye-bye.